What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, hey, I think that's what I'm saying.
You never know. Y'all keep playing with me and I'll go right there.
The chants were deafening. Lock him up! Lock him up! The crowd inside the arena wasn't celebrating a wrestling storyline. They were watching reality crash straight into the ring. Rampage Jackson, son of MMA legend Rampage Jackson, had just been put in handcuffs. Moments earlier, he brutally attacked veteran fighter Steuart Psycho Stu in front of a live audience. But this time, the chaos didn't end with the bell. It ended with police stepping in and dragging Raja away. And the reactions? From the fighters standing inside that ring, to the fans in the stands, to celebrities and MMA legends watching online, nobody held back. The message was loud and clear. Rampage Jackson wasn't just a hot-headed rookie anymore. He was an accused criminal.
Damn, y'all. It's not looking too good for Buddy. This man can potentially cross over to the other side. The man Rampage Jackson's son put into the hospital.
The night was supposed to be just another Knox pro wrestling event. Crowd energy high, fighters hyped, the usual rowdy spectacle. But when Raja snapped and launched into his vicious attack on Stu Smith, everything shifted. The blows weren't staged. Stu's face was left shattered, bones broken, teeth knocked out. What should have been a performance turned into something closer to a crime scene. As blood poured and medics rushed in, fans realized this wasn't part of the show. And then came the twist no one expected, cops storming the arena. Witnesses described the surreal moment, Raja, still fuming, being confronted by police right in front of the crowd. Cheers erupted, not for the fight, but for the arrest. The chant began in the front rows, spread across the building, and soon the entire arena was screaming it together. Lock him up! Lock him up! For the first time in years, wrestling fans weren't chanting for a belt, a storyline, or a victory. They were chanting for justice.
The second Raja's wrists were cuffed, videos hit the internet. Clips of the chant flooded TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. Memes plastered Raja's face behind cartoon jail bars. Fans edited the footage into viral sound bites, making the phrase "lock him up" trend across multiple platforms overnight. But this wasn't just about fans clowning on him. The tone was different, angrier, heavier. Wrestling audiences love a good villain, but Raja crossed the line. This wasn't entertainment anymore, and the crowd let him know it. One fan outside the arena summed it up perfectly. "We came for a show. What we saw was a crime. He doesn't deserve a storyline. He deserves prison." And fighters in the ring felt the same way. Veteran wrestlers and MMA crossovers wasted no time giving their raw reactions. One fighter on the card that night shouted into a camera backstage, "This wasn't wrestling. This was assault. Raja doesn't belong in a locker room. He belongs in a cell." Another, still sweaty from his match, was asked if Raja deserved a second chance. His answer was blunt. Second chance? He almost ended a man's career and life. Nah, lock him up. Even former UFC fighters watching from home chimed in. Brendan Schaub went viral after admitting on his podcast, "I got nothing. You can't defend this." That moment hit hard because Schaub was known as a Rampage ally. If even Rampage's own circle was turning against his son, the tide had truly shifted. And then came the statement that shook the MMA world. Chael Sonnen tweeted, "Raja didn't just attack Stu, he attacked the sport itself. If we don't hold guys like this accountable, where's the line?" Of course, none of this would have gone down if Stu hadn't survived long enough to press charges. His injuries were life-altering: broken bones, shattered teeth, potential memory damage. For days, fans didn't even know if he'd make it out of the hospital. But when Stu's camp made it clear they weren't staying silent, everything escalated. A lawsuit was one thing, but once medical reports detailed the extent of his injuries, prosecutors stepped in. This wasn't just about civil damages anymore. Raja was now facing criminal assault charges. And fighters made it clear Stu wasn't just a victim. He was the reason justice was finally moving forward. One wrestler tweeted, "Stu didn't just survive. He stood up for every fighter who's ever been put in danger by someone going too far." If Raja's arrest was shocking, Rampage's role in the fallout was even more explosive. At first, Rampage went live defending his son. He ranted about wrestlers messing with Raja's DNA and dropped the infamous line, "I'm the only one who can mess with my son. Nobody else better touch him." Lawyers and fighters pounced immediately. To many, this wasn't just a dad defending his kid, it was a UFC legend justifying violence. Some even speculated Rampage's words could be brought up in court to show a culture of aggression around Raja. And when Rampage tried to backpedal days later with a short post saying, "I don't condone my son's actions at all," the damage was already done. Fighters weren't buying it, fans weren't buying it, and now reporters were openly questioning whether Rampage himself could get dragged into lawsuits as a co-defendant. One fighter's reaction summed it up brutally. Rampage should have been the first to condemn him. Instead, he doubled down. Now, he's got to live with that. Raja's arrest wasn't just a headline, it was the start of a nightmare. Prosecutors reportedly weighing felony assault charges. That means not just fines, but potential prison time. Legal analysts explained how the case could pile up. Medical bills in the hundreds of thousands, lost wages, emotional trauma, pain and suffering, all stacking millions in damages. On top of that, punitive damages meant to punish Raja for reckless violence. And the fighters? They didn't sugarcoat it. One veteran fighter said flat out, "If any of us did what Raja did on the street, we'd be in jail right now. He's no different. Lock him up." But Raja wasn't the only target. Rumors began circulating that Knox Pro Wrestling, the promotion where the attack went down, had tried to silence witnesses. Multiple fighters claimed staff told them not to speak publicly. If true, that's negligence at best, cover-up at worst. Lawyers could easily argue the promotion failed to protect its fighters and then tried to bury the fallout. That could mean lawsuits hitting the company alongside Raja. One Knox Pro insider confessed anonymously, "Everyone knew Raja had a temper. This wasn't a surprise. The promotion ignored it until it exploded." And fighters made it clear they were ready to hold the promotion accountable too. Outside the ring, the story exploded even bigger. Mr. Beast himself offered to help with Stu's medical bills, saying no one should have to suffer like this. Donations poured into Stu's GoFundMe. Meanwhile, Douglas Mallow, another fighter at the event, challenged Rampage Jackson to a charity boxing match to raise funds for Stu. The message was clear. The community was rallying around Stu and isolating Raja. The whole saga sparked bigger questions. When does performance cross into real violence? Are promoters doing enough to protect fighters? Should combat sports crack down harder when athletes lose control? Analysts argued Raja's arrest could set a precedent. If criminal charges stick, it would be a warning to every wrestler, every promoter. You can't hide behind the excuse of entertainment anymore. As one fighter bluntly put it, "This isn't the UFC, this isn't WWE, this is real life. And in real life, you don't walk away from a beatdown like that. You get locked up." At the end of the day, Rampage Jackson isn't just dealing with booze or bad press. He's facing the full weight of the law. His career may be over before it even begins. Rampage's reputation has taken a massive hit, and Knox Pro Wrestling could crumble under the pressure. But the question now belongs to the audience. Do you think Raja deserves prison time for what he did? Should Stu go after Raja alone, or drag Rampage and Knox Pro into the lawsuits too? One thing's for sure, the chants aren't stopping anytime soon. Lock him up. And if you want to follow every twist in this wild story, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this scandal is only getting bigger.